Well, Gus Worland here from Gotcha4Life, and I got one of my faves here, James Tedesco. Teddy, how you going, mate? How you going in isolation? How you coping?
Hey Gus, yeah, not too bad, mate. I think the most important thing for me has been routine. So obviously we don't have the strict training routine that we're usually used to, but for me, we've been given a program for specific days during the week. And so I've been going to bed at the normal times it would be if I was training, and waking up about 7 o'clock, having breakfast and getting into my training in the morning. I think just having that routine for the morning just sets my day up and sets my week up. So it's been good. I've obviously stayed in touch with a lot of Roosters boys and the Roosters staff, so they've given us training routines and schedules for the week, and it's been all right for me. Just doing stuff on your own and putting the pods in and getting some fresh air and some sun, and I've been enjoying it.
Must be tough though, because you are a pretty tight bunch there at the Roosters. No doubt, you put your head down. You're a professional. You do your training. You tick the boxes. But just the banter on arrival, I imagine the friendships that you guys have got amongst the group. That's what you must be missing.
That's the biggest thing. Definitely, you probably take it for granted that that's our job, to go in and spend time with some of your best mates every day, and then sort of have this isolation where I haven't even seen hardly any of them. For any time, and you sort of take that for granted, where that's what we did for a job, was to go in and exercise with our best mates. So that time away, we're definitely missing that. Definitely missing the laughs and the jokes and the banter. But we're still trying to get a bit in on WhatsApp and a few social media things. But definitely that camaraderie is the big thing that I miss with the boys.
What about golf? I know Jake Trbojevic well, and Jake is another ambassador for Gotcha4Life. He's getting out as much as he can. Have you had a game of golf, brother?
Yeah, I've been trying to. It's what, they're that busy at the moment because everyone's getting out for a game, and it's only 2 people at a time too. So I had a game last week, just a quick 9, but this week it's packed out every day at the local course at Doon. So I'll try and I went to the range actually yesterday just to get it. I was watching the Masters on TV. I had the replays of Tiger Woods playing all weekend, so I really wanted me to get out there and have a game. And I had a game with Jakey before we all went into isolation. That was good fun, and we've been talking how much we miss a game with the boys. But trying to get as much practice in now, so when we get back a game with the boys, I'll be on. So see how we go.
Who wins out of you and Jakey overall?
Well, we played me, Jake, and Tom flogged us both the other week. So me and Jake were about even, and Tom was on fire. So, but we're all pretty even. Tommy's probably got us both covered, but Jakey's got a good swing. He's a good golfer.
Jakey talks all the time about the fact that Tom gets the big dough, hardly does anything, always injured, scores the tries. He just thinks he's just so shattered that his brother seems to have a much better deal than he has, having a tackle in the middle all the time.
He's good at everything, Tommy. I even played him in FIFA the other day, and he beat me about 8-0 in that as well. So I don't know. He's just good at everything. Jakey, I think Jakey can get him in golf. Jakey loves his golf, so
yeah,
I'm sure we'll get him.
Now, what about you in terms of watching Netflix and stuff? Is there anything out there that you've watched that you reckon other people should get their head around?
Well, I just finished Tiger King. I'm not sure if you've watched that. Or
mate, the bloke's just blew my mind.
How good is it? It's ridiculous. So I just told my mum and dad that I think they just finished it as well. They thought it was quite different. I think I've told a few different people, and I think I've told like Luke Keary, he wasn't a big fan of it, but Victor Radley, he enjoyed it. So it's
Victor Radley is as mad as the Tiger King, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. You can relate. Definitely his show. So no, it was good. I watched it with the missus, and she enjoyed it. So I've been watching. Actually, I just started to watch Sunderland Till I Die. I'm not sure if you've heard of that.
That's when they got relegated from the Premier League to the Championship.
Yeah, it's a really good insight. So it was films that like the whole thing of when the coach sort of comes in and he gets sacked and they get relegated. It's really a good watch. And obviously I do enjoy my soccer, but having that little insight, or a lot bigger insight, makes me appreciate it more. And it's just more. It's like The Test. Actually, I finished watching The Test as well on Amazon. How good's that? Did you watch that?
Oh, it was amazing. One of the producers of the Cricket Tragic actually was over in the Ashes producing that. Jake Avan, he's a great mate of mine, and I had mixed reviews on it in my head because I loved it, but and asking a sportsman this question actually, like you, I feel like the dressing room for you is your inner sanctum.
Mm,
It's the area where you guys can just totally be yourself. I'm not that comfortable with the cameras being in the dressing room, even though I absolutely love that off the back of obviously
yeah.
the series we had before.
I think yeah, as a player, it would be a bit confronting. Obviously, some guys are getting bowled out for a duck, and they come in, the camera's right there. But I think for us sportsmen, even people, even misses enjoyed it, watching how good of an insight you got into Justin Langer as the coach, and even the players. I love all those players now. Like even getting to know like Marnus, never knew much about him. And then like Kawaja as well, like a bit of respect for him now, how he went about his business. Obviously Smithy, Dave
Yeah.
Warner, like it was awesome to see those guys, which you don't really get that insight very often. So to sort of understand them and how they go about their business on the cricket field on and off the field was awesome.
Yeah, I think you're right, Ted. I think everyone absolutely loves it. And it's a perfect timing, obviously, to be able to sit down and watch some shows. I've got a top five. There's a show called Ozark. Have you caught up on that yet?
Nah, I've seen it on there. I think I gave it a go a few years ago. I couldn't get into the first episode, but I was sort of in and out. But yeah, I've heard good reviews. That it's a good show. You like it?
I really enjoy it. The Stranger, which is another show, which is like an English sort of whodunit type show, which my missus and I, there's 8 episodes, and we just hammer and tonged over Christmas.
Banged it out,
which was great. And another show, which is a little bit weirder, but Jacko and Deb in New York told me about this one, and I only started watching it because it's about a part of Brooklyn in New York City called what's it called? Something Borough. Anyway, it's a Jewish area of New York City, and it's only 4 hours. And the girl that is sort of the lead, she won an Academy Award. She's an Israeli actress. She's unbelievable,
really?
And that's called Unorthodox. So if there's something you want to watch together,
Okay.
that might be something that you might want to do.
Yep, open for ideas. Plenty of time.
Yeah, that's right. Well, so for you guys, you heard the 28th of May. That's when everyone says footy's going to be back. Yep. Is that how exciting is that for you to think of getting back there and playing?
I'm not sure if it's fully confirmed yet, but that seems like it will be the date. I think they just got to get everyone on board in terms of, I think New Zealand will have to come over and quarantine for 2 weeks before they can start actual training. So they want to everyone to start training at the same time. But yeah, it seems like we're going to go back to training around the 6th of May for 3 or 4 weeks, then start playing. So that's exciting to have some clarity there when we're going back actually into work, because there was a time there where we could have thought we could be like this for 3 or 4 months, and that would have been pretty tough. So I think sort of adapting that first week in isolation, where we sort of getting our bearings now, everyone knows we've got a 99% chance we're going to be back on that date, and we can all work towards that individually and then get together as a team hopefully in May and get going.
Was it hard, Teddy, playing with no crowd?
It wasn't too bad at the start. I think more at the end of the second half, where you sort of you're tired and you're losing a lot of energy, and usually the crowd sort of get you going and get you through that last 20. I think sort of missing that. I felt that where the last 20 I was fatiguing, and then there was no real atmosphere or energy to sort of get you up. So that in that sense, I did miss the crowd, but I think I didn't take too much notice of it. Obviously, start of the game was just you get carried away and focusing on the game, and then I guess in those breaks of plays where you can usually feel the crowd and want to get you going a bit, that's where I sort of missed it.
Nick Politis and I agree on this. We should scrap the first 2 rounds, get back to 0 points. Obviously, people are fired up, especially people against the Chooks, because they think we're trying to do it for, because we didn't win our first 2 games. But it is a very different competition now, isn't it? It's like we're not playing the competition that you first started playing.
Yeah, we actually had a Zoom meeting like this actually with Robbo. We were in different groups of players, and Robbo said it could be scrapped. It probably won't be, and if it isn't, then it's no worries, because even if we are starting from the bottom, we'll still work as hard as we can to get ourselves back to the top. And if it's on us. If we didn't win our first 2 games, then it would be nice to scrap them, but again, it's part of the competition. So if it doesn't, then we'll cope with that, and that's no worries. We know we can start better when we go back, and we'll be doing everything we can to start with a few wins.
Yeah, bloody Jake, first thing he did, text me from the dressing room saying, did you watch that? It's like, mate, is he the world's nicest bloke? And except for those little moments where, because he's been touched up a few times by us in the last few years.
Yeah, I know. The last round 2 last year, I think it was my 50, so he was happy to get that one on us.
Well, Teddy, just keep looking after yourself, keep staying fit. Thanks so much for talking to all the Gotcha4Life people out there. People are going real tough in some areas, so it's lovely just to see a friendly face giving us some advice. And thanks for joining us, brother.
No worries. Thanks for the chat, Gus.
All right, Teddy. Talk to you soon, mate.